Venus enters the chat this week, moving into Cancer and softening the energy around love, comfort, and connection. This nurturing shift will build directly on last week's new moon in Leo, where we planted bold, heart-led seeds, not to perform, but to root into our authentic self-expression. Go watch that video if you haven't. The energy is very much alive, still with us. It's all about tending to those seeds. Think of it as the first watering, a time to gently support what you're growing. We also have a Mercury Kazemi this week, a moment of clarity, a window in the middle of Mercury retrograde for some truth, and Chiron retrograde in Aries, which may stir up some old wounds, bring it to the surface. But with Venus in Cancer, we're reminded healing begins with softness and a soft approach. So ask yourself, what do I need to feel safe enough to grow? These transits are beautifully supporting that Leo new moon. I'm telling you, go watch that video, which carries us all the way to February 1st, 2026. So there will be other transits along the way, but this is the week after the initial energetic environment, the soil we plant in and the energy we grow through. Now, these are the cards I pulled for the week. We'll talk about love and career. Let's get into it here. We have the overall energy as the Three of Cups, and that's a beautiful energy about joy and fun and friendship. The interesting thing about that is the challenge is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And so what I'm seeing here is there's a little bit of a change or difference in like where you find your joy, where you find your fun. You might be feeling this week like, I don't really like doing that anymore, or I don't really jive with those friends anymore. But I really do want to feel joy and have fun. I kind of want to go over here and do this. The thing is you're figuring that out because your blind spot is the 10 of Cups. What fills your heart space? What gives you love, joy, and comfort? Venus in Cancer might really help you figure that out as you start realizing like, oh, those old things or ways or my life that I used to do it doesn't really work for me anymore. Even just the simplest of pleasures, I want to get them in different ways. Maybe it's working out, or maybe it's travel, or maybe it's with different friend groups you haven't talked to in a while. Mercury retrograde allows you to review, reassess, and try some things. So use that time to do that. In love, beautiful. We have the High Priestess, which is channeling that higher love energy. So you're bringing that love energy, especially with figuring out what you want. So the pieces are coming together. Spirit is saying, though, stop looking back in your past. Don't get hijacked or triggered by past things that come up during Mercury retrograde, okay? So this is about not looking in your rearview mirror, but looking forward and manifesting ahead what's in front of you. And the waiting is going to be over. So there's definitely opportunities for some love to also enter the chat this week. What I want you to do, even though you might be hyper focused on fixing your current romantic relationship or singles, a new romantic relationship coming in, is I want you to recognize the abundance of love that is around you. So every time you feel love in your environment, I want you to note it, because that is the energy we want to acknowledge to attract more of that. So if you see something that fills your heart with joy, or you're looking at a photo or whatever it might be, that feeling of love, you want to acknowledge it throughout the week so we can pull in that higher love. In career, we are getting a victory. This is a celebration that will happen. It could be a small win. It could be a big change. It could be a job offer, okay? The King of Swords is the advice. You just want to make sure with Mercury retrograde, okay, cross every T, dot every I, and make sure that we're really evaluating to say, I'm not settling here. This is what is truly meant for me right now going forward. This is what I want and we've been waiting for, and don't make decisions out of fear or worry, okay? Want to be really careful that the outcome, what you've manifested, we're really bringing in, and this will align to your higher self. There's a little bit of karmic energy clearing here, clearing out the old, making room for new. But with Venus coming into Cancer, it's a much softer approach, and we're getting windows of clarity this week. So double tap if you want to claim this energy. What's been happening for you? Does this love or career reading resonate?